Hello, everyone, and welcome into more Ticket to Ride Switzerland. Now that I understand the rules, so let's get this party started here. I like connecting Germany with anything, and then probably it's these three as well. Gives us a really nice pod of things here. Um, and we can, get into France if we want to. What do we want to connect into? This is a feature that, okay. I mean, it'd be great if we can get to Italy, which we might be able to do through Interlaken. That was a very Midwestern way of saying that, Interlaken. But probably how we want to do this is start in Winterthur, which is absolutely, I'm sure, the correct pronunciation. But then I also kind of like grabbing these two routes of 4 here, and maybe like doing a route of 3, and like I don't know, like I don't know. Okay, what do I need? Just kind of everything. I haven't. I'm kind of. I guess going up, getting the 2 routes of 4 probably is overkill, but definitely getting this going through Bern, Interlaken, and then kind of winding our way through here. I'm wondering if getting 3 red, and then this is nice into Germany because it's just a route of 2 wild that tunnel, so there's not as much risk. And I might try to get down into Italy for the 13 points, but we'll see. Someone in the comments the other day mentioned this, and I agree kind of with this strategy, is really just making a giant T. You just want to make a giant cross. You can kind of snowball out of control if you just make a giant T, because then anything that needs to connect in with any of the 4 countries, you're pretty much set up for success. Red is kind of the big one we want. I don't know. The rest of the stuff, because, well, good thing we have 1 of pretty much everything. I might as well grab this yellow if it's available, so I just have 1 of everything. But it might not be the worst idea to grab some of this stuff through here. I know these are doubles, but I think it just might kind of be nice to go, grab pink and blue. I know I need pink and blue to go through Interlaken, but 6 to 1 if there's another. That would be why I want to do that. So it's going to stink a little bit if blue grabs this, but not really all that big of a deal. Okay, so blue goes there. Maybe, because it has to confirm the extra card. Skips. Skipping is brutal. That's the wasted turn I don't love. Okay, great. You go that way. That's fine. The other nice thing about Switzerland that I'm kind of just now realizing is also with 3 players, there's just a little bit less of a of a pressure to kind of really grab things, because you're only waiting for 2 people rather than 3 people, and that matters big time. I would like this blue, would like the pink. Yes, I would have loved the blue, but I also don't mind 2 pink. Okay, you're taking red. I wonder if you're grabbing red to go into Brig. Okay, that's fine. What do I need? Honestly, we can just go off the top. Okay. Green's going down that way. It's interesting that yellow kind of prioritized this and then decided, nope. This is one of the things about tunnels that can get you into a little bit of trouble is, we know that blue wants this route. So now if I needed that route, would be fairly simple to just kind of take it from him. For wilds. And again, wilds, now I know, work very differently in this game than the normal Ticket to Ride. I think it's interesting. I don't know if I like it one way or another. All right, that's something I don't necessarily like. All right, that's fine, but I want to make sure you go a different way than what I'm going. So I really want to grab this route of 4 here. However, I don't want to use my pink because I would like to use that to grab this route of 4. That's why I grabbed the yellow. Okay, red, yes. Oh, and red, yes. Okay, great. I like that. I also need more red for this. And I see, too, that green is looking at some red, so... Okay, that's nice. So, I guess my question here is... Am I worried about the stuff up here in the north into Germany, or do I worry about the stuff more in this middle area? I think the answer to that question, just based on, especially with that play, I think that my answer here is doing this. Because green clearly needs to come this way. And I don't want... Yeah, it looks like green is hooking up down in this southern area, but I'm not really going to take many chances here. So we're going to do this. I don't think I'm going to rush here, because if somebody does grab one side of Interlaken, I can just grab the other side and then, hook up elsewhere. So, I really would like... Where is blue going? What's blue doing? Oh, again, blue kind of has to get an extra card, which I will say, I think one extra card to me is pretty standard. Like, you're just gonna sometimes have to use an extra card. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do that. Okay. I like also that green's having to use extra cards, because I believe that's the second time that an additional card has had to be used. Really like that. So now I'm pretty close to being able to draw more. I'm wondering if I use the wilds for this blue route here. I can just use the pair of blues for this. Because again, I feel like I'm drawing too much. One of the things that it doesn't matter what game of Ticket to Ride, what mode. If I'm drawing too much, I don't like that. Without drawing without getting anything. I'm just kind of drawing. I guess I can't use the wilds. I have to use the blue there. So I really need another blue. So because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I have this. That is the one difference about, I think that what makes the wilds more challenging is that and with all of these specific color routes, is there's no longer I'll just get a wild to go along with it. No, I need to see another blue if I'm going to get this route. Now, alternatively, if I start seeing a bunch of, anything else, I could just go this route here, it just doesn't keep this longest train going, which I'm not sure I care about that much. I mean, I care. Hey, blue finally does it. But I'm not sure I care enough to really go for it. This has kind of I've been having some real crap draws. I just keep getting ones of everything. I could be looking at white and green to go into Italy, but I also don't want to, like... I mean, I guess I could just grab white. Better than... Okay, there's the blue. Okay. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. So I'm going to play to complete all of these routes. And then... Now I think I'm going to draw more tickets. Maybe that will give me, first of all, assuming blue does not draw tickets here, it means I'm the first to draw tickets. I like that. All right, so let's draw. I like this because it's already done. I like this because it's mostly done. And... I don't think I really want to work to try to get over there. I'm already taking 2, so I don't really feel the need to go nuts and take 3. I do need to make sure that I hook up Germany to something. I actually do kind of like hooking it up to Italy, just in terms of like where my route is going. So maybe I just spend a little bit of time on that, especially because I have all these wilds that I can use for tunnels, and I have green and white. But I've got plenty here. Yeah. I think we just grab this. I also don't want to fall behind from a pacing standpoint. Great. That's excellent. No extra cards. I also don't want to fall behind from a pacing standpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this with the green, and then I'll use wilds for here. I've got 5. They're just like anything else here. 1 extra card, that's fine. I am okay with that. All right, so now I've got 6 tickets all done. I'm ahead of trains just a little bit, but I'm at least on par with my opponents here. So I'm not falling behind or anything like that. And we're very nicely hooked up kind of into everything. Getting into France is a little bit challenging for us. So anything that is France is probably a big fat no. But anything else seems okay. Took all 3. Okay. We probably can do that one. Seems pretty easy to get in there, assuming blue doesn't come up, but that's fine. This is already hooked up. This seems a little ambitious. I don't really want to have to get all the way down there. So the one challenge about this is I do specifically need blue, or wilds. I guess I could go wild. Of course. That's not great. Now that I don't want blue to grab the blue route, which they very much could be. So be it if they get it. The nice thing is that is just a 6-pointer. Not super worried, and also it looks like they were just getting the blue for that. Alternatively, wilds would be really great here. And the other thing we could look at doing is just grabbing some points here, or just grabbing more tickets and seeing if we can kind of get more points that way. Maybe it was a mistake taking this. I don't know. Really, the big disadvantage we have is it's really difficult for us to get into France at this point. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so I'm not going to get into there. I am into Zurich, And Zurich to Italy, that's 11 points. This is a really fun one. And Lugano, that's a G. Definitely not. So we'll just take the 11 points. I'm not going to hook up either of these. I'm happy just to take... Wait, am I not hooked up to... Hang on, did I misunderstand? Ooh, that's interesting. Whatever, I probably misunderstood that. No worries. Okay, I don't like that... well, first of all, I don't like that I'm now hitting all these wonderful things. However, probably what this means is I'm kind of looking at, do I just kind of grab some stuff? Like grab routes and get points and go from there? I'm definitely going to try to complete this route. So like I'm going to grab that wild and grab the blue. I will probably try the route with my 2 wilds. Risk it for the biscuit. But then I'm looking at grabbing some of these routes of 5 with some of these that I have. So like, if I use blue, oh, that's brutal. That's really brutal. Not like the worst thing ever that could happen, but that's not great. Okay, let's try this again. Great. Confirm. All right, so that completes that. So, like, I don't hate grabbing two red or even a pink here to try to get, like, a route of 5. Because at this point, I don't mind drawing some, but I also don't need to overkill it. I've already drawn more cards than I can physically play. Is this 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh, man. You know what? You know what's really fun? Drawing more cards. All right, France, no. Burn. Yes, we've already hooked that up. And then we're not doing any of that. Though, hilariously, if we could grab this 6, we could. But that seems like a bad idea. All right, I'm feeling good now to where I need to start moving towards the end of this game. It's a little bit of a bummer there. Just fine. Yeah, green is clearly looking. Green's got to look for something, and this is the challenge here. Of I'm gonna go red here. I don't want to waste too many more turns here. And probably I just do 4 pink here. I don't want to waste too many more turns. I'm feeling good about where I'm at in terms of points. We don't need to go overboard here. Oh, I should have just grabbed the 5 route over here. I missed that one. Could have just done that. Oh well. Too late now. I honestly don't feel bad of where I'm at in this game, especially because I'm gonna have at least on par tickets with everyone. I don't know if I'll have more given how many people are in this, but how many more turns we have left. But who keeps all 3? So yeah, I'm just feeling like we can. Is there just a route of 3? And there's also just a route of 2 I could grab. So like, let's just do this. I'm feeling like hanging on just doesn't make any sense. And now really the question becomes, do I guess it will depend on what everyone does here. Again, I hate doing nothing. So you know what? I like gambling. So, I mean, yeah, to that. We're not in there. And we're not in there, but yes to that. So that's great. All right, so let's get our score here. 11 tickets. That's feeling nice. I also like that the person that we have the most tickets for, or have just slightly less tickets, is Blue, but we were beating them on board. So that's very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right, so green misses there, and green misses there, and green misses there. Green got kind of. I don't know what green's plan was. Okay, so blue misses to Austria, but hits everything else. But I don't think this is a lot of points to make up. 147, I think, is a really nice score. I don't have my frame of reference yet for what my average score is versus what's good versus what's bad. I will say, when you understand the rules, it is a heck of a lot easier to win the game. So green has longest train. That didn't matter. Pretty good domination from us there. I do think that we kind of correctly read that it was just time to end this game. Though I do think that blue, we just had better tickets than blue, to be honest with you. We had a 13, and we had a bunch of bigger ones. So really nice victory. Hey, you're enjoying the content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment, and we'll see you next time.